All right, we are on to item 3C, and that is celebration and congratulations to Gateway Elementary for receiving the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award. And our council member, Carol Harvey, is going to present that for us.
Thank you, Mayor LaBarre. A few weeks ago, a parent in the school district emailed me to let me know that one of the district schools, Gateway Elementary, was recognized for a performance award by the Colorado Department of Education, or the CDE. The parent wanted to make sure the community was aware of the award and hoped that the city council would acknowledge the elementary school at this council meeting. So I've asked the mayor if we could do that tonight and put it on the regular agenda, and she agreed. Well, since I received that email, the district has highlighted the award in a press release, along with some other very important accolades for several of the district schools. But you know what? We're still going to single out Gateway tonight from this podium. But I do believe we've got some other members of the public that will briefly comment on some of the other district achievements during the time allotted for items that are not on the agenda. So in May of this year, the CDE announced several awards for excellence that occurred during the 2021 and 2022 school year. Gateway was recognized, as the mayor has mentioned, for the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award. And I'm not certain why it's called the Governor's Award. It could be the Peyton Manning or the John Elway Award for all I know. But the award is given to schools that demonstrate exceptional student growth. And on the school performance framework that's used by the state to evaluate schools, these schools exceeded expectations on the indicator related to the longitudinal academic growth and met or exceeded expectations on the indicator related to academic growth gaps. So in short, Gateway students exceeded state expectations on a number of standardized test scores and measurements. So in May, the Colorado Education Commissioner, Katie Anthes, and I think I'm pronouncing her name, although she's no longer in office, informed recipient school districts of the accolade. And she said it's a testament to the hard work by students, teachers, administrators, and the community who persevered under the extreme challenges brought on by the pandemic. And I think that's probably one of the most important points. So I think the real reason we're acknowledging this award, and I've often told my own kids that you can only play the cards you're dealt. They always rolled their eyes. But the truth is that during the pandemic, public school districts across the nation were dealt deck after horrible deck from perhaps well-meaning, but most likely self-serving bureaucrats and elected officials. And all the money the government can print and throw at the problem just didn't overcome the inexplicable and grossly damaging policies that were inflicted on our public schools. So at Gateway, the faculty, the staff, the parents, and most importantly, the students overcame those challenges and they came out on top. And I want to read just an excerpt from a letter from the former principal at Gateway, Ashley Lawson. She addressed this to the council, and I think you'll see that in an email soon. And Ashley went on to say that in 2021, every staff member throughout the building adopted a program called Leader in Me Framework to help students and themselves be accountable for their individual growth and collective positive culture. Furthermore, classroom teachers and instructional leaders focused relentlessly on maximizing student potential. Specifically, classroom teachers and interventionists met weekly with the dean of instruction and the principal to analyze data and determine areas of growth, discover root causes, and implement strategies for student learning. Ashley went on to say that they strategized as professionals, and they celebrated and they shared the progress throughout the school and created a shared culture of leadership. She said everyone stepped in and worked to maximize each student's potential. Classroom teachers worked tirelessly on academic skills and on modifying and differentiating those skills so that every student could reach his or her potential. Specialists provided targeted literacy and math instruction to the students in small groups and through one-on-one support. And then in the younger classrooms, and I think this is the most impressive to me, is that children buddied with third, fourth, and fifth grade classrooms to encourage them, motivate them, and celebrate them. So by the end of the school year in 2022, Gateway celebrated the gains shown on their end of the year through the district assessments, and that is why they were recognized by the CDE with the Governor's Award. So tonight, on behalf of the mayor and the council, I want to publicly congratulate Gateway's former principal, Ashley Lawson, and the incredible teachers and the staff at Gateway and the engaged parents of the super students at Gateway. And most importantly, to the kids who thrived and excelled despite the crazy stuff that adults threw at them through the pandemic. And I can't wait to see where these kids take us forward is in the challenges to come. So great job, Gateway. Thank you. And I do believe we'll have comments on items not on the agenda from some of the other parents in the district and talk about some of the other accolades.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you. The next speaker is Miles Tuttle.
Council members and Mayor, my name is Miles Tuttle. In 2005, I started my career as a classroom teacher at Summit Elementary. I was later a classroom teacher, instructional resource teacher, and a dean of students at Gateway Elementary. I most recently worked as the district's executive director of technology and operations. I resigned from my position in May of this year. I would like to take a moment to mention the Colorado School Awards Program. As described in state statute, the Colorado School Awards Program recognizes schools that demonstrate outstanding performance. One of these awards is the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award, given to Colorado schools that show the highest rate of sustained longitudinal growth across multiple years. This spring, approximately the top 8% of Colorado schools proving long-term growth received this award. Gateway Elementary was one of these schools. The Distinguished Improvement Award is not a participation trophy, but an honor of exception earned through exceptional work. Gateway hasn't arrived at this distinction by chance. The school leadership and teachers did not simply stumble upon sustained growth or earn this due to some lucky one-time jump in test scores or a clever new program, but through their merit through years of hard work by dedicated staff. Gateway has reached this honor in pursuit of its mission statement. Mission statements are easy to come by, but the staff at Gateway have worked hard over the years to fulfill theirs. Quote, to come alongside students and families with relentless love and action to maximize each student's potential to become. A teacher's relentlessness sometimes goes unnoticed, and a teacher's love is sometimes one-sided. Gateway is no exception to that. Students come and go, but for those years that students are fortunate enough to attend Gateway Elementary, the staff pours everything into teaching and growing each student. Gateway achieved the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award thanks to high quality educators, and Gateway was full of them. I say was because many staff are not returning next year and have moved on to schools in other districts at a significant loss to Woodland Park and a significant gain to the students elsewhere that they will impact in the coming years. A student lucky enough to have a former Gateway teacher is lucky indeed. Equally, for those staff who left and those who remain, I encourage you to join me in recognizing the outstanding teachers, support staff, and principal at Gateway Elementary for all they've done to earn this award. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next speaker is Holly Sample.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I'm here tonight to celebrate and appreciate the Woodland Park staff and students' outstanding academic achievements. I grew up here in Woodland Park, where I graduated from high school in 1976. I'm a retired educator. Over my 34-year career, I was a teacher, college administrator, curriculum specialist, and principal. As mentioned previously, the Governor's Distinguished Improvement Award is based on the 2022 CMAS State Assessment for Excellence in Student Growth over the previous 3 years. Also, just in May, record high SAT scores were released for the junior class this year. And those are the culmination of years of increases in scores at the high school. These scores represent success across the entire system as it takes a strong foundation K through 10 to prepare students for the SAT test junior year. For the last 5 years, district and school administrators have worked with teachers and staff on a focused effort to make sure curriculum was aligned with standards, to set high academic expectations, use local and state test results to reach students who need extra help, all while creating a safe and caring learning environment. And this is the hard, rewarding work of creating an outstanding school where every student learns. The test scores are simply the results of those years of efforts. I congratulate the school staff and students for these achievements and the recognition they've brought to our community. Ironically, both the CMAS and high school SAT are the very same scores that our current school board and superintendent have called a crisis that justifies their actions, which have included publicly intimidating and denigrating teachers and reducing emotional support staff in the schools. And sadly, there are no current staff member here from Gateway Elementary to recognize for this honor. The assistant superintendent who led these efforts retired before the end of the school year. The principal has resigned and moved out of town. And of the classroom teachers most responsible for these learning gains, only 2 remain. We're almost halfway through the summer and there are still 14 open Gateway positions posted on the district job board. 66% of the certified staff at this distinguished school have left the district. The high school had over 40% of their certified staff leave. And as for leadership across the district, over 60% have resigned. The new superintendent has claimed they're turning Woodland Park schools into a destination school district, yet teachers and students are fleeing in record numbers. Classrooms in Manitou Springs are filling up with students. The Pikes Peak Bulletin called refugees from a school district that has gone off the rails. At the Republican booth in the park on Tuesday, I saw a campaign flyer where current school board members are taking credit for high achievement scores and award-winning academic growth. My hope is this community will reject those who are playing partisan politics with our children's futures. Let's return to the town's tradition of successful teamwork between administrators, teachers, and families. Thank you.
Carol Greenstreet. Mayor LaBarre, I have a paragraph from a middle school teacher who is planning to be here, but his wife is actually in labor right now. Would you allow me to read this paragraph in his behalf? Yes. All right. My name is Benjamin Honeycutt. I was a teacher at Woodland Park Middle School for the past 5 years. I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge my Woodland Park Middle School students last year. I had the honor of being the yearbook advisor in my last year, and my 8th grade students from the beginning set out to have a legacy with their yearbook. My students got 94% of our entire student body in the yearbook 3 times or more and put together an unbelievable yearbook. In May, my students found out that they received the incredible honor of making a Jostens Yearbook of Excellence, and I could not be prouder of my students this year. And good luck to Mrs. Honeycutt. Council and Mayor, thank you so much for taking the opportunity to honor the administrators, teachers, staff, and parents of Gateway Elementary School tonight. Many teachers that have left our school district have commented that they don't feel like this community appreciates teachers. Acts like this show they are appreciated. It matters. Thank you. I'm not sure many of you know the timeline of this award. Carol commented about it a little bit, but in an email dated April 27th, the superintendent was advised of the award. There was a press release from the CDE dated May 18th, and on June 17th, a community member discovered and released the information on social media, and on June 20th, our school district provided a press release about academic achievement with this award listed at the bottom. Sadly, many in Gateway community did not learn about the award until the end of June. I am unaware of any leadership models that encourage leaders to keep employees uninformed of awards that they win. It begs the question, why? What was to be gained? A couple of months ago, a teacher shared this experience with me, and I'm quoting now. I was in a local store last week and I made the mistake of wearing some of my Panther gear. An individual from the community saw me and asked if I was a teacher at the high school, then verbally attacked me when I told him I was. He called me a liberal, CRT teaching anti-Christian, and these are the parts I feel comfortable saying. He made it very clear that everything that is wrong in the U.S. in Woodland Park with our youth was the fault of myself and people like me. When I asked him why he believed all of this, he let me know that it was because the board has exposed the agenda and plans and teachers of Woodland Park High School. Let me be clear, I'd never met this man before, but he certainly felt he knew all he needed to know about me. Unfortunately, this was not the first time this happened to me. During the last year, I've had this happen more times than I can remember, in stores, at restaurants, the library, at Benson Memorial Park, etc. End of quote. I know this teacher. Those labels do not identify him in the least. What's happened to us? Why do we assign beliefs and actions to people we do not know purely based on their appearance or occupation? When did teachers, parents, students, our neighbors become enemies when they disagree with us? We must reject this. We can do better. We must do better. Thank you for leading our community and honoring the accomplishments of our school community.
Thank you.